Hi friends and welcome back to another video. Today it is day 84 on hashtag ASR 99 days data science challenge, and today in this video we are going to look at the decision trees algorithm in our machine learning. Now let's take a scenario in which every Sunday you go out to play cricket, but sometimes your friend comes to play and sometimes not. So for him to come and play depends on the external factors such as weather, temperature, humidity and lot more. And now let's take these features and try to plot a tree. So firstly we will have the outlook. So outlook, which will either be looking like sunny, overcast and maybe rainy. And let's say every time the temperature is overcast, your friend comes to play, and when the temperature is sunny, he checks for the humidity, and if the humidity is less than or equal to 70, he comes to play, and if it is greater than 70, he do not comes to play. And while it is rainy, he checks for the wind. If it is windy, then he will come to play, and if it is not windy, he may or may not come to play. That is, let's say on 2 occasions he came to play, but on 3 occasions he did not. The decision trees does not only have the particular categories, rather it can be also numeric too. So let's take a scenario in which someone is asking for the pass mark for a particular examination. So in this case our outcome will be if the student passed or if the student failed, and his value will be if the student scored greater than 40 marks he will be passed, and if he scores less than 40 he will be failed in that particular examination. And here these values such as the sunny, humidity, overcast, rainy, winter, and these stuffs are called the nodes, whereas the primary node, that is the kind of like outlook, this is called the root, or also called as the root node. And then the outcomes, so whether yes or no, and either these values such as 40, less than 40 or greater than 40, and these values are called the leaves. And finally the part where the particular value splits, and these are called the edges. And now let's move on to our Jupyter notebook and see how we can train our model based on the decision trees. So firstly let's import our necessary packages. So import pandas as pd, and from sklearn.tree, that is from the module tree, we will import our algorithm, the decision tree classifier. So decision tree classifier. And finally with the help of our model selection from our sklearn, we will import the train test split. We will import, and yeah, we have imported them. And now let's get our data. So df equals pd dot read csv, and in which I will pass my file path slash, and my file name is kyphosis.csv. and yeah, and now let's look at the first 5 rows of our data. And this data is basically I got from our Kaggle. So the particular data set is in the video description. So it basically has the 4 columns, namely the kyphosis, age, the number and start. They all are some medical terms, and the kyphosis is a particular disease on our spine, and the age is in months. So now let's create the independent variables and dependent variables. So my value x would be the independent variables. They are the age, number and start. So I will drop my column chi forces here. So chi forces, and then my axis equals 1, and finally my dependent variable y, which is the chi forces. And let's run this out. And now let's create an instance, or that is the object for our decision tree. So let's say d3 for decision tree, and here we will create the objects, that is decision tree classifier and the decision classifier tree function. And then we will, and now let's split our data. Before that we have to create 4 new variables. They are the x train, x test, and our y train and y test. And now we have to use our train test split function, and we will pass our variables x and y, and I will take my test size to be 0.2 first. Let's run this out. And now let's train our data. So d3.fit, I will pass my x train and y train, and here we have trained our data. And now let's predict the values. So d3.predict, I will pass the x test, and here I got the values absent, present and much more. And now let's look at the accuracy score. In order to do that, we use our function score. So d3.score, and in which I will pass my x test and y test, y underscore test, and let's run. And here it turns out to be 0.82, so that is 82% accurate. Now let's change the test size to 0.33, and now it is decreased. So 0.3, now it is even more decreased, so 0.2 is better. And finally we can also use our predict proba, which shows the probability. So d3.predict underscore proba, and we will pass our x test, and here it is. And yeah, that's all for today in this video. And in this video we looked at how our decision tree algorithm works. Thanks for watching. Like the video, leave a comment down below, and let's meet on day 85.